In today's Sharp Saturday video, we're going to take a look at something a little bit different than the standard knives we've been looking at. We're going to check out the Marbles Camp Axe. That's what's coming up next here on Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose, your home for trustworthy information and gear reviews related to camping, survival, and general preparedness for regular folks. My name's Brian. Thanks for joining me here on another Sharp Saturday video, where every Saturday we take a look at something sharp. And for the last several months we've been looking at knives on here, but today I thought we'd change it up just a little bit and take a look at an axe or hatchet. This is kind of like between an axe and a hatchet, but this is the Marbles Camp Axe. This is made by the folks at Mi Casa in El Salvador, who are the same people who make Condor knives and tools. Condor Tool and Knives. They make Condor stuff, okay? I think the official name is Condor Tool and Knife, but they make Condor knives. And this one was about 33 bucks on Amazon. Another 15 bucks would have got me a sheath. I should have bought the sheath, right? But anyway, we're going to take a look at this thing, see how well it chops and does all that axe stuff, and maybe even check the balance on it, because you know me, right? But first I want to take just a minute to do another Sportsman's Guide Military Surplus Minute, because as you've heard me say before, I like me some Sportsman's Guide. They have the world's largest military surplus store, and today what we're going to be looking at is another U.S. military surplus item that I just bought on there. And I bought this one, they didn't send it to me, but this is a U.S. GI folding shovel. And the one I've got came with this Molly entrenching tool pouch assembly. This has got an NS number on it, so this is the real deal, U.S. military. And then this is just a folding shovel. And this one was used, so it wasn't new, but they've got new stuff and used stuff you can find on there. It's really, it's kind of like, you never know what you're gonna find. I always just check on there and see what's happening today. But this is just a standard entrenching tool. You know, it's got the serrated edges here for root cutting and whatnot. And you can use it to dig here, or you can actually fold it down and use it like a kind of like a little hoe, which is pretty good too. And then it folds up and fits right into this really cool little pouch here. There you go. And if you use the coupon code in the video description below, and I'll put it in the right here also, because I can't remember what it is right now, but you can save 20 bucks on any $100 order from Sportsman's Guide. So that's pretty cool. So anyway, hopefully this has been about a minute, Sportsman's Guide Military Surplus Minute. Again, just all kinds of really cool stuff on there from around the world, both new and used. So, that being said, let's take a look now at this Marbles hatchet. And probably best just to take you down to the old stump top and get to doing some of that hatchet axe stuff. I called it a hatchet, they call it an axe. We'll call it a chopper. Let's do some axe stuff. Okay, so here we are at the old stump top, which apparently is a squirrel's dining room table. So we're going to, it could be a squirrel chopping block, you know. Anyway, let's talk about the specs of this thing. Again, this is 15 3/4 inches overall length. The head is 6 1/4 inches by a 4-inch blade surface, or cutting edge surface. It's 1045 high carbon steel. Has a hickory handle, the lanyard hole, and I weighed this. I couldn't find the specs on weight anywhere, but it's about 1 pound 14.3 ounces. Airplane. So looking at the grain on this thing, it seems pretty good. I would say from the handle here, if you look at the grain, it's not straight in line on the handle. It's more on like a not quite a 45, maybe a 30-degree offset. A little bit, a couple places where there might be some run out here on the grain, but altogether pretty good feeling handle. It's also, there's no wax or anything on this. I like that. Just it's sanded, very smooth. Nice kind of fat up here to a nice slim grip here, and it flares out at the end. There's probably some sort of official axe name for all these parts, but I don't know what they are, so we're going to go with that. And I think this is like maybe a Greenland style head. Again, I don't know. It's an axe, hatchet, whatever you want to call it. So I kind of like it. It feels really good in my hand. I like it kind of a slim handle. It feels pretty balanced. And we're going to check that. They probably wouldn't like me checking it. We're going to check it anyway. But the price of this thing on Amazon is 33 bucks. With the sheath, it was 48 bucks. Like I said, this is made by the folks at Imicasa in El Salvador, who are the parent company, I think, of Condor Tool and Knife. So anyway, let's do some chopping. I guess we could do the redneck sharp test, but there's no way this thing is shaving. It's just not that sharp. It's not going to cut paper, you know. It's well, okay. It kind of tore the paper a little bit. Let's see if it'll cut it. Nah, so you might could make it sharp enough, but out of the box, it is not that sharp, which is probably not unusual for most axes. So anyway, I've got a big piece of man, I don't know what this is. I think this is privet, which is hard stuff. So we're gonna put a little choppage on it and see how it goes. It's pretty hot out here, so I'm gonna try not to. I don't want to sweat a lot, but let's just do some chopping and see how it goes. Are you ready? Really dry privet. And it's pretty small. It's called a camp axe for a reason. It's not a felling axe, and it's not really made to chop big stuff. In my opinion, this is, as a Boy Scout, this is probably larger than I would think this axe is intended for or designed for. We're gonna keep going with it. And I may just fast forward through this. Fast forward through this so you don't have to watch the entire thing. But I'm trying to get through it because I want to see how well it splits this little short piece here. So. Man, where is a bunch of energetic 14-year-old Boy Scouts who just love to play with axes when you need them? Whew, I got to rest. Let's see, maybe. Oh yeah, it's gonna break. Okay, so like I said, this is some hard stinking wood. It's already got a couple of splits kind of started in it, which is going to be helpful for our next phase of this. But like I said, in my opinion, this is probably larger than this axe is really designed or intended to be used for. It's a camp axe, which is going to mean I'm going to be cutting stuff more along the lines of that diameter. And this is something I split out earlier, but just to show you. It works a lot better at that. So, but let's just see how well this thing does some splitting, if at all. I'm gonna try to get it to stand up here. I might have to put a little something underneath one edge of it. All right, I'm gonna stand up so you probably won't be able to see my lovely face. I know it's gonna break your heart, but I want to be safe doing this. So let's just see. Okay, so not bad there. Let's do it again. And I don't want to lose my fingers, so we're going to start it like that. Okay. Should we do one more? All right. So it chops pretty good. Again, it's a camp axe, okay? Let's just see. I know this is probably ridiculous because it does not have that great an edge on it right now. I'm sure you could put an edge on it, but let's just see if it'll do any kind of carving. And it really needs some more edge on it. Something you can do though, let's see if I got this here. If you happen to have one of these really cool Wazoo Survival Viking necklace pendants, Viking pendants, which is a really high quality Arkansas, or I think it's Arkansas, but it's a whetstone, natural whetstone. You could probably with some patience go ahead and improve the edge on this thing. You have to be careful and don't cut your hands because it is a pretty small stone. And if this thing does get sharp, it could cut you. So you do have to exercise some caution when you're using sharp stuff. And I don't expect this to make a huge difference in the time I'm going to be able to do this on the video, but we'll see. Maybe just a little bit. Clean that edge up a little bit. There are a lot of different ways to sharpen an axe, but this is a pretty cool thing to have around your neck in the field because you can sharpen all kinds of stuff with it. It's even got a little groove on it to sharpen fish hooks. And this is not a Wazoo video. Yeah, one of those will be coming later, but it also, it kind of looks pretty cool. So, you know, anyway. I don't think that made a huge, tremendous difference, but let's just see if we can get any feathers off this thing. Yeah, it needs a better edge to make some feathers. But in all fairness, I think you could definitely put a better edge on it. So yeah, there's that. I don't think there's anywhere to strike a ferro rod, but why not try that too since we're being silly? Actually, we'll go ahead and try to scrape off a few more curls because it is making a few. They're just not super fine. I do like that it has the way this head is. You can really choke up on it, and if you do put a little better edge on this thing, I think, man, my phone won't shut up. If you do put a better edge on this thing, it'll definitely should be a lot easier to carve with. But let's just go ahead and try one more little thing here, since we're again being ridiculous. Take some of my good old fat wood here. See if we can. Oh, fine. There we go. Get out of the way. Okay, we can't carve it, but maybe we can. Let's try this. Stick you in like so. See if we can scrape on it. And I would probably do this the other direction, but since I'm trying to keep it out where you can see it, we'll just do it like this. And not bad. We were able to scrape a little fat wood there. So let's just see if we can strike a ferro rod somewhere other than the blade. Let's try here. Maybe a little there. Let's see. I'm trying to do this where you can see it, but I'm not having much luck, so we'll just go old school with it. And I know that's on the edge, but the edge needs a little work anyway. And we were able to get a little fire going, so, you know, there's that. So, what else could we check on an axe? Well, I think it's very important that axes are balanced, and we happen to be pretty fortunate here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my old camera, because I've had problems with my new one getting the focal depth right out here on the old balance, orientation, and rotation device, and we'll see if we can check the balance of this thing. Chuck Norris can build a Lego Millennium Falcon in 5 minutes out of Lincoln logs. As I said, that was the practical testing of the Marbles camp axe, and I gotta say, for about 33 bucks, I think this seems like a pretty good value to me. No, it's not shaving sharp out of the box, but the edge is decent on it, and it doesn't look like it would take a whole lot to clean it up and make it really, really sharp, especially if you don't strike ferro rods with it. But I really like the way the handle feels. It's got a nice, smooth, very ergonomic handle. It feels great in your hands. Again, not great for chopping huge stuff, but for camp tasks, splitting, kindling, chopping small stuff around, even driving in tent pegs, and with a good edge on it, I think it'd be a great carver too. So anyway, that's the practical stuff. But as you know, here at Survival on Purpose, we'd like to get all scientific, and to that end, we maintain a state-of-the-art, cutting-edge testing facility. One of my favorite testing apparatus, we'll call it, is the balance, orientation, and rotation device, where we check the balance of fixed blades and hatchets and tomahawks and stuff. And if you've seen the last few videos, you know the old balance, orientation, and rotation device is taking a licking and is still barely ticking. This may spell the end of it, but we're going to see. So let's just see if we can check the balance of this thing. Get over here where I can get. Shall we go again? Oh, one more time. Okay, one more time. Okay, well, we're gonna, like I said, the old balance, orientation, and rotation device here is due for a little R&R, but we're gonna call this one balanced. And I gotta say, I really like this little hatchet. Granted, Marbles is a company that was started a long time ago that kind of went out of business, so I'm assuming Imikasa bought the rights to use the name, but they've done a good job on this hatchet, in my opinion. And I think at the around $35 or so, or some places maybe even less, it's a pretty good deal. And I like it. Hopefully this has been helpful and interesting to you. Again, I bought this one on Amazon. There'll be a link in the video description below. You can go check it out for yourself if you choose to do so. And by the way, if you want to support the channel financially, I invite you to go to patreon.com/survivalonpurpose and check out what's going on over there. So I really appreciate the support. Once again, my name's Brian. You're watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival's not an accident, so be prepared. I'll see you next time.